Hey guys, I'm just doing something a little different. I blind bought two fragrances online. These two fragrances were actually fragrances that fellow YouTubers got my attention on. So I blind bought these when I was overseas. These are actually pretty expensive purchases. I'm sure the people that have been talking about these fragrances will know what I'm talking about. The first one is, I got to give props to the people that have been talking about these fragrances. My man Hero, Miguel, definitely piqued my interest on these. Also Will did a couple splits on these fragrances, and my man My Maker is Dan. So thanks a lot, guys, especially on these. You really got my interest going with these, and you know, you're doing a pretty good job selling these fragrances to me. So we'll see how they are. These are blind buys. I have not smelt them, and I just got them in the mail. So just wanted to share with everybody on YouTube my initial impression on these fragrances and what I think about them. So first of all, I just came back from the mall. I just purchased something. I don't know, I'll share it with you guys. Not a big deal, but I'm kind of excited about getting it. So I got one of these and see how that works out for me. You know, I think this might work out pretty good for me to go overseas, something really light and small like this. Maybe instead of bringing a laptop with me. We'll see. Either way, it's a fun little new toy that I got. So let's get to the fragrances. First of all, the first one we'll take a look at is the vetiver-based fragrances. We know Mr. My Maker's Dan loves these things. Him and Will, I think Will did a split on this and got my interest, and then Makers did a video about it. So let's take a look. The fragrance itself is called Sycamore by Chanel, and this is the top of the box. It comes in a hard box like this, and this is the fragrance. It comes in like this, and this is a 200 milliliter fragrance, a bottle, so it's fairly big. And this is from their exclusive line. And Chanel, always simplistic presentation, beautifully done. They got that cap, the metallic cap that I liked in bleu. It also came with this one, so I really like that from Chanel. Beautiful presentation, very I would say timeless. 200 mils though, maybe a little too much for me. So Sycamore, what got my interest with this one is, of course, Jacques Page is the parfumier. Not only that, but he made this fragrance with Mr. Christopher Sheldrake. If you don't know who Christopher Sheldrake is, he's a great parfumier. You'd probably know him from Serge Lutens fragrances. This guy is definitely famous for those fragrances. Now this is from the exclusive line from Chanel, which generally uses much more select ingredients than the usual Chanel fragrances releases, like their Allure line and all this stuff. Now the name Sycamore, actually this fragrance, well, not this actual fragrance, but the name, the brand, the Chanel Sycamore, is from an earlier Chanel fragrance that came out in the 1930s. So the exclusive line is distributed mostly throughout the Chanel boutiques. But definitely a little harder to find than, of course, the Allures and all that. Now this is, of course, centered through the note of vetiver, and all the other notes in this play a supporting role to the vetiver. Page really wanted this scent to be centered with that vetiver note, and he didn't want it to be mixed in with any other notes. So all the other notes are really in the background. It's really vetiver based, and this is why Mr. Makers loves this. And the vetiver is actually a Haitian vetiver, which, if you know Encre Noire, has Haitian vetiver. It almost gives you a smoky, dirty-like state. So think Encre Noire when you're thinking about this type of vetiver. Not a clean fragrance, but more dirty, woody. And so let's take a look. Let's do an initial smell on this sucker. I got a piece of cardboard, and let's spray this guy out here. Okay. And right off the bat, you can smell the vetiver right off the bat. Like, it's just in your face. No wonder Makers loves this stuff. This is so it definitely has that Encre Noire feel to it. Beautiful composition. Now, I would say right now, my initial sniff of this, would I say this is worth the price tag of $200 American for 200 mils? Not really. To be honest with you, there's a lot of vetivers out there that are much, much cheaper per bottle, and it might not be worth the price, but that's an initial feeling of this fragrance. I haven't put it on my skin, I haven't done it much testing, but for 200 American, it's a little steep for a vetiver-based fragrance, so I'll give it a try. I really like it. Like, you know, I love Encre Noire. It's around that feeling, so very, very nice, but we'll see if it's worth the price tag. I'll be reviewing that at a later date. Now, the second bottle I got is a Guerlain fragrance. This is, we all know how I liked my Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This one was also a split from Will. I saw a video overseas, and not only that, but my man Miguel also talked about this fragrance, and this is Tonka Imperial, and the box looks exactly like the one I got for Spiritueuse. So this one comes with 2 sprayers. I decided to go with the more feminine sprayer for my bottle, but it does come with a regular one, and this is just the cap. And I went with the, you'll see, it's a little more feminine with this kind of sprayer. And it's got nice gold here, beautifully done. I'll show you guys the Tonka Imperial, and beautiful presentation. We got the Guerlain right there, beautiful, beautiful. This is a gourmand fragrance. It includes, as far as notes go, I was looking at the note breakdown, and we got some honey, some tobacco, some tonka bean, almonds, so it was really an interesting fragrance. And the way Will actually described it, he said it was going to be like a gingerbread feel to it, so he sold me right away. When he said that, he's like, gourmand, gingerbread, where's my wallet? Now, Guerlain actually describes this as between gingerbread and chocolate, so even then I was like, yes, yes. This fragrance is an EDP, so it's a eau de parfum, so a little stronger concentration there, and it is only available in the 75 milliliter bottle, and these are about $200 a pop also, so these are pretty expensive for a blind buy, so I do not recommend that. So I'm going to spray this sucker. There you go. So let's see what this smells like. So right off the bat, I do get that gingerbread type feel, and you can almost smell the almonds and the tonka bean, and almost like a honeyed. So can I say it's between gingerbread and chocolate? Yes. Very interesting fragrance. Nothing like this on the market at the moment that I've smelt. And personally, I enjoy Tonka Imperial much more than Sycamore at the moment for initial spray, and I would say this one's actually worth the cash. So we'll see. That's my initial impression of these 2 great fragrances, very unique fragrances. So we'll take a look at them. I'll be reviewing them later. I just wanted to let you guys know. And I'm actually ready for another review. As you can see, I'm wearing my orange shirt because I am going to be reviewing an orange-based fragrance next. So keep it tuned in, and I'll be back with the review. See you guys later.